you already heard about the tool. I'm very happy to present you the tool because we actually improved it in the last month. So we made some registration process easier. So I'm very happy to present it to you. Actually, I will be very short because I don't want to steal some time to our speakers, but I just want to remind you some steps. First of all, to register to the tool, you have to have a UN account. It is not a hard procedure, but if you don't have it, you just need to register and to provide some information, so like the username, the name, surname, your email address, and the password, and you will get your UN account. Then you will need to do a STEM Alliance account, and then you will filling your profile, so providing with more information concerning your organization, your role, your subjects. You will get also a double profile, so like a STEM Alliance profile and a back to school activity profile. Once you have both profiles, of course you will receive an email in both cases, you can start look for a STEM teacher. Usually the STEM teachers look for the professional. The majority of the cases we have been with teachers, but if you already know, for example, a teacher, what we suggest you is to go on invite a school or a professional, and then you can click on invite a school and write in the name, the last name, and the email address of the school of the teacher. You will be able to invite him. Remember that you can start creating an activity only when the two of you will be registered, and then when the one, like in your case, if the teacher accepts your request, then you can start creating the activity. The activity will appear on the public map, and it will have to be closed at the end of the activity. If the activity won't take place, then you can just delete it, and it won't appear on the tool. So, from my side, it's everything. I leave the floor to my colleague Giacomo, and thank you all.
Thank you very much, Silvia, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Giacomo Gallardini, and I'm in charge of the Communication Science project. In the next, I'm going to explain you the communication material that we devised for the STEM Professional Go Back to School program and how to better communicate and disseminate both live and on social media the activities that you organize throughout the program. I just want to point out before starting that sharing the material is really important for the success and the outcome of the program itself, and also for showcasing your activity and the involvement of your company or of your profession in the program and in the tool itself. As you can see from the slide, we devised some informative brochure from Company of Professional, which are the first kind of entry step for disseminating about the program. If you click on the link, you can find, as you can see, the brochure for the companies and the professional. You will find them in the company and school section of the Professional Go Back to School website, where there is a page for the promotional material. And also, of course, this brochure will explain you, there are kind of really informative brochure that you can either send as attachment per direct email to your colleagues' interest or to other interested professionals that could join the program, and also they're printable. So if you're having the possibility of having a meeting, or if you have the possibility of print them in your company and disseminate it, they are kind of first step for getting aware of the Professional Go Back to School. But of course, we also have posters to disseminate the STEM Professional Go Back to School activity on social media, but of course also on your communication channel. If you have a blog or if you have a volunteer section in the website of your company, you might as well download those material. We got banners for website, and they can also send us attachment for emails. And of course, we have posters that are able to be disseminated on social media with the testimonials. And the hashtag for the professional go back to school is hashtag PGB2S. So you can follow on Twitter the activities of the program, and of course on the website there is a feed, so you can see all the latest development of the program on Twitter. And of course, as I said, if you need some tailored material for any presentation or for your website, feel free to send an email to stemalliance@un.org. Last but not least, please be aware that it's really important to share and disseminate information about the program, even and especially if your company has already had some similar activities. So just bear in mind that dissemination is really important for the final outcome. Thank you very much for your attention. I will leave the floor to Maite, who will introduce our guest for this webinar. Thank you very much.
Okay, sorry, I've been a bit too fast changing the slide, so I would like to give the floor now to our one of our guests today. So I'm great, many thanks to be here today. I will let introduce yourself. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Maite. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be with you today. I would like to start my presentation with introducing myself. I am Annegret Truya-Oversuur. I'm a graduate in communications from the University of Vienna, and I'm working in the industry, in the chemistry industry and PR since more than 25 years. So I've seen quite a bit of presentations and quite a bit of initiatives for kids to attract them for STEM, but in my opinion, and I'm really an ambassador for that, I think that TUVAS is by far one of the best initiatives I've ever encountered. So thank you very much, all of you, to be with me today and share my experience with the TUVAS program. Okay. So let's move to the second slide. What is the TUVAS? I mean, it sounds a bit funny. It's an abbreviation of Technik- und Naturwissenschaften an Schulen, and but also it means do some things, and I think it already expresses what TUVAS is all about. So it's a STEM program. It's a school program designed by the Freie Universität Berlin. And it helps to get 6 to 12-year-old kids interested in STEM. Schools may choose up to 4 units, and every unit is built upon the other. So normally a unit consists about 12 double hours per term. So kids may really dive deep into the STEM subjects. The program originates from the Smithsonian Science Education Center in the US, and Carolina Science is the distributor. And similar programs are run in Chile, in Luxembourg, in Mexico, in Sweden, and the US. And I have to say that Mexico really enrolled it to every single primary school, so that is amazing. What is the beauty of that program is that all the units are delivered to the schools, and after these 16 double hours, they are collected again and refilled again. So every class, and it's one unit consists of material for around 30 kids, and that means that every kid can do all the experiments. The teachers are trained before they are able to use the units in their schools, and I think this is something that is really important as well, because they don't fear then to do STEM
subjects at their school. If you're, for example, a teacher trained in music or PE or whatever, so they are really confident to use and do the STEM experiments. So I'll let you know now what the TUVAS themes and units are to date. So there are 8 primary school units. These are life cycle of a butterfly, weather, solids and liquids, compare and measure, changes, electric circuits, movement and construction, and chemical tests. And there are 3 secondary school units, magnets and motors, microworlds, nutrition and chemistry. Nutrition chemistry, more or less. Okay. I have hyperlinked the logos and the videos. So if you have later on a bit more time, then you may watch those. We have 2 TUVAS videos produced by INEOS in English, and the third one is in German. But I thought I'll give you a chance to see that, because the daughter of my assistant's voice you will hear, and I think that's a very nice presentation. Okay, the next slide. So why did we choose TUVAS? The Chamber of Commerce in Cologne did a survey on future challenges, and they asked the member companies what they thought were the most challenging future items, and they definitely said that it's the decreasing interest in STEM. So you have to know that the Rhineland is Europe's biggest chemical cluster. So the answer was, we have to boost the interest for STEM. So, but what I like really a lot is that the Chamber of Commerce did not invent anything new. They were searching really for existing programs they could adopt. And that's why they found then the TUVAS program together with the Freie Universität in Berlin, and they said they are going to adopt that program. You have to know that TUVAS is also very well established in Berlin, and it's kind of 2 years older than here in the Rhineland. But the difference is that TUVAS in the Rhineland is funded by the industry, by companies and foundations, and in Berlin it's, for example, the Senate. So that means that our colleagues in Berlin have to ask the Senate every year if they receive money, or other foundations. But here in the Rhineland, it's the industry. These are the companies. So what is the investment for the company? If you find a school that you would like to support with TUVAS, then it costs 2,000 euros per school and per year. Remember, these are up to 4 units per term. So again, what is the speciality and the beauty of this Do Something program? It's really an inquiry-based science education program. So every child is involved of the class, and every child works with the material. Girls especially become STEM confident, and I've seen them in the class rooms when I visited schools, and when they opened the units and there were just construction material inside, and they knew they have to build cars or vehicles, they were like, this is not for us, this is for boys. But you know, I can tell you after 10 minutes it was absolutely clear that it's absolutely for them as well, because they just enjoyed doing something. And we know from brains how they're working. If you do something, then it stays in your memory. And definitely demographics are addressed, because we know we have to be very cautious of future scientists. So that's why TUVAS is really a program that addresses that. Teachers remain but in the background. So that means that kids are working together in groups of 3 or 4 or 5 kids. And what they do is they experience basic scientific skills. So that means they are really asking questions, they make assumptions, they work on solutions. And as a side effect, their vocabulary is really boosted. So we have experienced that even in classes with refugees in there that have not been in Germany for a long time, it's just a couple of months, even with those kids, TUVAS worked. And it also works in classrooms with kids that have special needs. So kids have to be very precise, prudent, structured, and innovative to use or to work with the TUVAS units. And they talk about TUVAS when they come home, and they speak about, for example, substances. So a word you would not expect a 6-year-old boy or girl to use in their normal language. Okay, so very briefly, 2 slides. TUVAS in 2008 in the Rhineland area, and TUVAS in 2017 in the Rhineland area. So we have now 130 schools participating in TUVAS. Perhaps you would like to know how many teachers have been trained since these almost 9 to 10 years. 2,500, and 74,000 kids worked with TUVAS. So that's quite impressive, the number. And if you ask yourself how much it costs, so if we take, for example, the 130 schools as a basic for the Rhineland, the costs in euros per year for the project coordination and administration, so these are the costs for the people who do the project, who run the storage facilities at the office, etc., do the marketing and PR, it's 84,000 euros. Then to buy the 420 boxes, because that's what you need to equip the 130 schools, it's 336,000 euros. And the maintenance, logistics, and license fees are 119,000 per year. And the teachers' training by external professors, mostly from the Freie Universität in Berlin, these are 38,000 per year. And definitely what else you need are institutions like the Freie Universität Berlin and the Chamber of Commerce, because without them you could not do that. You definitely have to have the support by the authorities and politics. And last but not least, enthusiastic teachers, companies, and kids that love to work with TUVAS. So here you may see the TUVAS sponsors in the Rhineland. INEOS with 34 schools supported is by far the largest. Then it's the Hans-Hermann Voss Stiftung and the Stiftungen of the Kreissparkasse Köln. This is a bank. And it's impressive that they realize that STEM is really important for the industry and for the Rhineland especially. So this is almost my last slide. Why do we do that? Or why did we set at INEOS that we really want to bring forward TUVAS, as I said before, that we're the largest TUVAS supporter. It's because this is the starting point. It's kind of more or less the entry to the primary and secondary schools. And as an employer here in the Rhineland, we've been founded in '57 as Erdölchemie, and INEOS came in 2005 with 2,200 employees. And we definitely want to be longer here in the Rhineland. So we aim to invest in people. We aim to invest with a view of a long-term investment. And we, with the TUVAS program, we start and then we invite girls to participate at a Girls' Day. We open our premises for site visits. We take part in open door events at schools, or vice versa. The schools come to see us at the premises. You will see that in the videos. And we offer also practice and experience days or weeks. This is clear that we take part in the Professionals Go Back to School scheme, and for us it's networking and learning from each other. We know exactly that we are now in a a period of changes and transfer. I mean, you know, perhaps that, or you quite surely you know that in Bonn just now there takes part the climate conference, and if we speak about changes in the climate, if we speak about the challenges of the future with regards to mobility, I mean, that's really what we have to tackle. And with this program, children learned basics, and I give you just a very brief example. I've been in one school, and there was a boy. The unit they were working with was weather, and he explained to me. He was 8 years old, and he explained to me how hurricanes develop. And after that, so I had a chat with him over 10 minutes, and after that the dean came to me, and she said, you know what, this boy normally does not speak with adults, and if he speaks with adults, or if he has to speak with adults, he starts stuttering. So I did not see that. So he was obviously a boy with special needs, but this Tuva's unit made him forget that. What we do as seniors is that our employees act as the direct links and contacts to schools, so they are kind of godparents, godfathers, godmothers to the schools. And as I said, this is a starting point, meaning that with secondary schools we have a course, collaboration. And this course means companies and schools from a certain region. So this is the Rhineland, work closely together. And as I said before, as I mentioned, the Girls' Day, and we offer children also two nice initiatives. One is called Go Run for Fun. This is an initiative from INEOS to get kids away from sofas and start doing sports and run. And then we have got the Daily Mile as well. It's a we support, and now that schools know how we work and what is important for us, it's not just the brain, it's also the body, because if you stay healthy, then you definitely are one of the potential future scientists. So that was my last slide. So thank you very much for your attention. It was my pleasure to be with you and share everything about Tuvas. And if you want to know more about it, or want to have a direct contact to the Chamber of Commerce or the Universität, the Freie Universität in Berlin, to Mrs. Professor Skibes-Corrette, then please let me know. I just wanted to mention that I'm the community board member of Tuvas, and I am also the member of the TDIC. This is Talent, Diversity and Inclusion Council at the APCA, the European Petrochemicals Association, one of the partners of the Professionals Goes Back to School scheme, and YET. And I'm also an IPRA board member. The IPRA is the International Public Relations Association. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Anger. This was really inspiring. And thank you for mentioning also that you are a member of two working groups of the European Petrochemical Association. They are one of the premium partners of the STEM Alliance. And we want to thank them also for making the connection and enabling us to know more and promoting the great work that is done in your region. Thank you. So don't hesitate to ask your question into the chat, and we will have some time at the end to answer them. And now I would like to give the floor to the second speaker of today. So she will share her experience from education perspective. She has organized a professional go back to school activity in her school with a company. So Svetlana Dotchenko from Estonia, if you are ready to start your presentation, you can go ahead.
Hello everyone. I am ICT manager in a big school in Southern. There are 1,300 students and more than 100 teachers. I have been teaching computer science for 18 years and I am trainer for teachers in ICT. In the past, I worked for many years as programmer, software specialist, help desk in companies like...
Just a second. Can you just speak a bit, not too close to the microphone because it's difficult to understand you. Just put the microphone further.
Okay. Like Estonian Academy of Science, ST Telephone and others. In other words, I am a professional who returns to school. I have collaboration with European SchoolNet some years. Our school was a pilot school in ingenious projects. During 3 years, we have participated in other STEM projects and competitions. Our school has taken part in scientific projects and I am scientific ambassador. We have participated in STEM Alliance project, Professional Go Back to School. And in the frame of Professional Go Back to School, in Discovery Week, it was organized some events with using STEM Alliance support with new tool, Professional Go Back to School. The name of event, Skype in our school. Skype is a brand which knows everyone. The topic of event was IT professions. Why IT professions? Students like info technology and a lot of them are interested in IT subjects. Many students after graduating school make choice IT professions. Estonia is a digital state. We have strong IT sector. It's possible to find work if your specialty info technology. The age of students, participants of these events, 15-18. How were students prepared to this event? In my course, Free Software Using, I have used next methods to try different type of professions. At lessons we have played in role games, accountant, a calculation of weights and taxes, designer, advertising, technical assistance to decide problems with devices, computers, help desk, web design to create web pages and other. To increase interest of girls, it was made presentation about famous women in info technology. How to prepare a visit of professional to school? I have collaboration with Skype representative some years. We have very good contact. Mr. Thomas Max liked to communicate with students and share experience. But when I started to collaborate with Skype, it was not very simple to get contact of a right person. I informed Skype representative about a new tool, Professionals Go Back to School, by email and asked him to register STEM Alliance and this tool. After that, we had agreement about details of visit. At least visit of professional to school. If we would like to talk about the content of visits, the content of visit includes the information about company, information about history, and startup of Skype was made 14 years ago by 5 men. 3 of them were from Estonia, and 1 from Sweden and 1 from Denmark. They created code which became the base of Skype software. It sounds very impressive, especially for Estonian students, and not only for students. People in Estonia consider Skype as an Estonian project, and they are very proud by this software. About required education, of course, STEM education, but in Skype it's possible to work not only programmers or developers, and also need specialists in human resources, specialists from financial area, and other. About required skills. The next slide. About required skills to work in international company. It's very important to have teamwork skills, communicative skills. Soft skills such as resilience, self-control, and time management can be incorporated through pedagogical approaches like project-based learning and inquiry-based science education. I have used in my everyday practice project-based learning and group work for develop soft skills of students. During the event, Skype representatives talked about new professions also, like biotechnology, 3D design, painting, and other. And the next slide about benefits for students. Students were very active. They asked a lot of questions. Girls were very active also. It was very interesting discussion. From meeting with Skype representative, my students learned which skills and education they need to work in international IT company, which professions are actual in Skype. It was very useful exchange of energy, ideas. Representative from Skype told, it was very interesting to have direct contact with young generation to know about their dreams, thoughts. Also, it's very nice to have positive feedback. I think company needs to be very interested in collaboration with school, because some years and our students will be new human resources. The next slide. About this slide about the STEM professional, Mr. Thomas Marks, Quality Labs engineer. Mr. Thomas Marks has a very good communicative skill. He strongly motivates students. He is very friendly, open person. He talked about his hobbies, education, family. Meeting this professional is not the same like reading of article in newspaper. We have support contact some years. He is a very friendly and responsible person. The next slide. More than 100 students from 9th grade had taken part in meeting this professional. In another day, we had the other group, more than 60 students from 10th and 11th grade. And the next slide. It's very important to have collaboration with companies. It's very interesting visit to Skype office was organized. Skype office is not a cool office. It's a new way of working. It provides a relaxed family environment. Office open 24 hours. There are rooms for thinking, relaxing, dining room, meeting room, computer, games area, sport area, and of course, amazing group of engineers from around the world. It's possible to make a virtual tour, but it's not the same like in real life. And the next slide about conclusion. Collaboration between industry and education is very useful for school and companies. It helps students to make the right professional choice for the future. It motivates students to learn STEM subjects and to know more about real science and industry. Thanks to STEM Alliance, this process becomes more successful. And the last slide. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. I was very happy to share my experience with you. If you have questions, you could ask.
So thank you very much for your attention, and thank you for sharing your experience with inviting a professional from Skype into your class. I think it was interesting to hear from the teacher perspective also what this kind of activity can bring to the students and to the teacher. So I would like to ask you if you have any questions now. And so before saying goodbye to everyone, I just would like to show you some additional information about the information you can find if you want to start your own activity. So I'm glad I can see you. Thank you again for your nice presentation as well. Of course, we will publish some more information on the portal about the webinar, so the presentation and the recording of the webinar. So you can, if you have some colleagues that didn't have the opportunity to attend the webinar today, you can send them. We will share that in an email that you will receive as a follow-up of the webinar, and you will also get some feedback on the webinar. And I will just show you some more information. Just a moment, I have to switch presentation. Okay. So if you are a professional from a company, so we are talking about STEM professional, but it can also be people working in communication or in human resources that are very well aware of the skills and the competencies needed in the company, and that are also aware of the educational program run by the company. So they are also very welcome to participate in initiatives. So if you go to the STEM Alliance website, you will see that you have more information on who is reached by career talks like that. Why is it important to collaborate with skills and with schools and teachers? And you have the different steps on either if you are starting for the very first time this type of activity, or if you are already active organizing STEM career talks with role models, you can still participate, mapping your activity through our tool on the map, and you can share your experience with us. So thank you very much to all. I don't see questions in the chat, so I think we will close this webinar. Thank you again to the speakers that shared their experience today, and we will keep you updated about the future activity related to STEM Alliance and Robotics. Have a good afternoon.